Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the Optc video, and in today's video, we're taking a look at Shjowcase Kid 6+ Super Type Dex Shjowcase Kid. And in today's video, we're showcasing what I believe to be his greatest strength is, and that is the addition of the Driven buff. But if you enjoy these types of showcase, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. If you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, hit that big red subscribe button. But first clip that we are showing in today's video is against the new point farming event. And with the release of the new V700 billion Lin, we have another Driven captain. And obviously with Kid's level limit break plus, as well as his 6+, and the mention of the start of this video, Kid actually gets a big buff for Driven classes. He used to be centric around Dex. He was always a rainbow captain. He had 5 times multiplier when you had a bomb or a super bomb orb, and he was always centric around utilizing bomb slots, utilizing super bomb slots, not taking damage from them, and just doing unga bunga damage literally just with either his special, his super type, and just throwing bomb orbs. Now he has a little bit more diversity. They've given him a little bit of utility, and like I said, the addition of Driven just makes this guy so much better, like so much better. The downside to him is they didn't add any damage reduction. They still doesn't have HP. He's still a very squishy little boy. So if you run double Kid, you will be in for a bad time because your HP pool will be quite low. As you guys can see, we're on a 54,000 HP pool. The whale shark ship helps, but that's with Big Mom's 1.65 HP buff. So Big Mom basically makes up all of the HP here. We also have some boosted stats, but his captain ability, like I said, no damage reduction, no HP, no healing, and that makes it very hard when you are doing sort of like longer pieces of content. We are taking a lot of damage with HP cuts coming to play. Kid does struggle quite a bit when it comes to tanking and sort of copying shots. But nevertheless, like I said, you have stuff like Blackbeard, you have stuff like Big Mom to hybrid him up with to give him that little bit of a HP buff. And like I said, just the addition of Driven is so damn powerful. Getting Driven not only in his special, but in his captain ability, sorry, not only his captain, but in his special, just means that this guy has so much more utility. His special used to just be literally a Dex attack booster. Now it's Dex and Driven, and whilst it's still only 2.5, which I do think they could have got a little bit harder with that, 2.75, come on, Bandai, why not? This guy did get an exceptional buff. There was a bit of a, there still is actually a mistranslation or an issue with the text of Kid. His super type actually got a buff as well. His super type now gives you a full board of super bomb slots. It used to just give bomb slots because then you'd use your special to turn them into super bomb. However, like now just like 2 options for getting super bomb slots is so freaking good. It's so damn good. If you have him level limit break 5 as well, you can actually like take away the damage reduction like you guys will see here. It's what made him so good for, or level limit break 3, sorry, as a captain, to get around damage reduction just passively, as long as you have a bomb slot, is actually so ridiculously powerful. His special also removes stuff like Threshold now, and having that damage reduction removal is actually pretty key. So as you guys can see here, he was an absolute demon at this particular event. Obviously, this is with boosted units. It was in my actual playthrough of the game, of the, what's it called? Of this content, so I'm not going to talk over that. But let's move on to some harder content, and let's hybrid him up with some other Driven extreme captains. Alright, so the next clip is against Ashura Doji, and we're hybriding him up with a bit of an old one. We're actually hybriding him up with Queen. So that was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, Ashura Doji's been around for a little while, and obviously Driven, King, Queen, like those characters sort of reigned supreme when this content came out. But I thought, hey, let's go back in with a new Dex captain, and let's sort of trial this out. Now, it's not a no-stall team, nothing like that, but we are going to talk about Kid, and that's really why we're here instead of the content. So, his new captain ability, at level limit break 5, by the way, boosts Dex and Driven characters attack by 4.75 and boosts all other characters by 4.25. I like that they left that extra 4.25 for everyone else. It means that you can run, like, anyone on his team, but they're not going to be getting full synergy, which is great. He boosts Dex and Driven characters attack by 5.25 when they have a bomb or super bomb, and then makes tandem into bomb slots and and boosts the chance of landing on tandem slots. So boost the chance of making bomb slots more apparent. He then makes bomb and super bombs do 0 damage as well as matching slots, and if you tap on a bomb or super bomb, you will reduce all enemies damage reduction by 5 turns as long as it is on Kid. So what this means is You have a lot of damage. You have diversity with Driven. Dex characters obviously always got buffed under Kid anyway. He was the first Dex super type to actually come out alongside Basil Hawkins, and he was always centric around that Dex type. Now we've sort of got like a buttload of Dex super types, so now they've kind of gone, hey, let's implement a class in with him too, and I love that they have. And in today's video, you're seeing him with hybrid with a whole bunch of other Driven characters that work exceptionally well, not only because they are great characters, but it just honestly makes Kid so much better, and it just opens the doorway to just so much more team building when it comes to Kid, creating a lot more synergy for this particular character as well. The downside I do find with his captain ability, the big downside, besides not having HP damage reduction, is the fact that he makes tandem into bomb slots. This completely removes the ability to get super tandem. Now, people are saying to me, oh, but you could actually do it if you hybrid something up with the new Kid. Well, you actually can't, because Kid gives you a full board of tandem orbs. Kid makes them bomb, so you're going to get a full board of bomb, which actually super locks them. So I actually think I initially said that as well. I was wrong. You actually can't do that, which is a bit of a shame. So super tandem, it's completely out the window if you are using Kid as your captain. Like, that's the bottom line. If you are going to run this Kid as captain, you have to say goodbye to super tandem, and that is a huge deficit to damage output. Like, super tandem allows you to get so much more damage that's not even funny. So this Kid, huge downside there. What I do like is I did give him utility. If you tap with a bomb slot, you completely remove 5 turns of damage reduction as long as it's not on Kid. Obviously, if you're running 2 Kids, you can get 10 turns of damage reduction. You're never really going to need 10 turns of damage reduction, but it's definitely an option for you. Nevertheless, I do believe Kid is always going to be best run as a hybrid captain, because we have a lot of very, very good Driven characters now. Superclass Doflamingo, King, Queen, the new Big Mom, Blackbeard. The list goes on and on and on when it comes to Driven. Yamato, it's actually endless. Like, actually endless. So this Kid now has a lot of extra options, and he's super type. Basically the same, except now it just does more damage, 100 times his attack in non-type damage, ignoring defensive effects, and he turns all slots, including block, into super bomb. So it does say bomb in game, but it is meant to say super bomb, and that addition is absolutely monstrous. Getting super bomb slots with his super type is absolutely key, because you can't remove super bomb. Super bomb with super block now being in the game has become a much more viable mechanic, just like Wano always was, and Rainbow Orbs just ignoring that mechanic completely. Kid is now an option if you need to do that. So the final clip of the video is against Doflamingo 2, and we are rocking the double Kid team. We're hybriding him up with super type Kid, the final tap Kid from Anniversary, not last year, the year before that. No, not this year, the year before that. Of the Onigashima trio. So with this Kid, obviously he's a Driven striker booster, and now with the new 6+ Kid being Driven, you can build out some Driven teams, and it works quite nicely. This team actually did exceptionally well in this particular piece of content. It's not a no-stall team just because of this barrier on the first turn, but no, otherwise it actually was, which is actually really, really cool to see. We are hybriding up with, we are using super type Zoro as a sub. He's another very good super type character that I'm very excited to see that he's 6+4. But Kid Special, let's talk about Kid Special, because that is really the crux of what these characters get. And most of the time with these units, you're going to be using them as subs. Obviously, with the super type characters now getting their 6+s, it does open the doors to some very powerful options. We've seen what they've done with Sabo, we saw what they did with Blackbeard, and now we see what they did with Kid. Obviously, Smoker or Sugar, one of those characters is going to be next. I do believe it's probably going to be Smoker, just because I don't think there's any saving Sugar. And I think Sugar's probably too far gone. But I would love to see what they do with Sugar. She needs it way more than what Smoker needs. But hopefully they continue this path. Because whilst I don't think that Kid is the best super evolution that they've done this year, I do think that he is very, very good. I definitely undersold this unit when I first read his kit. The ability to get Super Bomb Orbs with his super type is a massive buff for me. And honestly, just adding Driven is so key for this particular character. I just really don't like that you don't have access to Super Tandem. I really, really wish that the Super Tandem... the bomb orbs were instead of recovery orbs. He doesn't have any HP, he doesn't have any healing, he doesn't have any damage reduction anyway. Why not just go balls to the wall, both ends of the spectrum, bump those multipliers up, completely remove healing with this guy, and just go crazy damage output. I think that would have just amplified this character even more. But his special now removes 7 turns of threshold at level limit break 5. It does 6 if you don't. Removes Dex, Strength, Bomb, and Super Bomb slots, dealing damage to all enemies based on the number of those slots. Up to 6 gives you 3.5 million damage, and then after dealing the damage, changes empty slots into Super Bomb, boosts Dex and Driven characters by attack by 2.5, and changes the attack multiplier of Super Bomb to 2.25 when slots match. Originally, it was 2 times, 0.5 when it's unfavorable, 1.5 otherwise. So the extra addition of the multiplier at 2.25 with Super Bomb is a level limit break 5 thing, and the 7 turns of threshold is as well. It's normally 6 turns, but the special is very, very good. The extra 2.25 when you use his special and you get Super Bomb orbs is very, very powerful. It's a mechanic that we have seen now with Corazon and Law with their empty slot mechanic. And that ability actually would make the empty slots beneficial. With this one, I don't know if it actually does make them beneficial, because it does say that 0.5 when they're unfavorable. So I'm quite interested to see what that actually means. But with Corazon and Law, when you use their special, it actually made empty orbs favorable. And I was under the impression that that actually came from that particular mechanic. I actually don't think the kid that I'm using is level limit break 5, by the way, as a friend captain. No, it should be. It's mine, isn't it? Huh, interesting. You don't actually get that buff. That's super, super weird. I was actually just looking at it now, but I'm 90% certain that that's actually my kid that I was using in today's video. And my kid is definitely level limit break 5, so might be a bit of a bug there with that actual buff as well. I'll have to wait and see with that one. But nevertheless, like, that extra multiplier is a lot of extra damage. It does give that extra 0.25 that no other, like, buff in the game can do. Downside to his special thing that I don't like is they've just bumped to the 3 million to 3.5. I think that's incredibly lazy. I would have liked to see 5 million. Let's be real. Normal attacks only is such a thing right now. You're never even seeing damage from that special anyway. Like, let's be completely honest. The other thing I don't like is the multiplier for the attack buff is only still 2.5. I think like 2.75, why not? It's only for Dex, it's only for Driven, it's only for like one class, 2 color, and 1 color. I just don't think that 2.75 would have been anything like earth-shattering for the actual game, because we already have something like Law from the Onigashima batch, like, as well as this kid. Like there's other units that already do this, so I'm kind of like why? Like, why is it only 2.5? Nevertheless, 7 turns of threshold is great. Getting the orb manipulation with Super Bomb orbs is awesome, but I would have loved to see a little bit of a cherry on top with like a lock orb mechanic. I really like what they did with Kid's captain ability. With his special, it's kind of still to be desired. In a sense, it's kind of just like orb manipulation, yes, if you can plan it right, but it's mainly just the attack buff, which a lot of other characters can already do. Namely, this kid that we are tanning Kid up with, being the Onigashima kid, but it is a significant buff having Driven nevertheless. I am really interested to see if that extra like multiplier buff is actually working, because that extra 0.25 when you have level break 5 is a great addition to damage. I just would have loved, like I said, I would have loved to have seen that little cherry on top with like locking slots, but they went with the damage reduction removal instead, which I do understand. 7 turns is great. However, he does 5 turns of damage reduction with his captain, so it's kind of weird that they didn't match them up just being 7 and 7. But that's going to wrap up the video anyway, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the 6+ Kid Showcase. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of the unit in the comment section below, and while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, don't forget to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.